So, my parable, holes in the wall, what could that possibly mean? Well, for starters, you're seeing a blue sky today because I'm in my pajamas. I'm drinking coffee, I'm doing this video, I'm writing, I'm doing housework, and I have no intention of getting dressed. So, you're seeing a blue sky today, but I have a really good message, and it involves the blue sky actually. It's about being ready for the rapture. I'm going to read you something from November 26, 2019 that I dug out from my journals yesterday because Jesus was giving me confirmation to something that I told someone on Saturday. The person I spoke with was hysterical because they feel that forgiving and being forgiven is not essential to the rapture. And neither are the Ten Commandments, and neither is Commandment 4 to keep the Sabbath holy. That person feels that that's all Old Testament and it's not useful for today and for the rapture. So this confirmation he gave to me, and it should help anybody who might think that these things aren't important. And it'll be confirmation for people who know they are important. So I'm going to read it. Forgiveness is a process for people to let go of hurts and offenses. Non-forgiveness is like a hole in your wall of protection, which when we forgive, Jesus can putty over that hole, sand the putty smooth, and paint over it so we no longer see the hole. Otherwise, the hole leads to darkness, and the hole erodes, over time, taking more spirit soul with the erosion. The hole is emptiness, which leads to miserable loneliness. The hole of non-forgiveness leaves the soul's spirit open to more attacks. And the holes must be closed, all of them, sanded and painted over. Jesus cannot repair any part of us if we use our free will to be unwilling. The command for answered prayer is love one another. We are not loving through non-forgiveness. Forgiveness is essential to salvation. Jesus forgave those who pierced him and hung him before he died. Jesus set the example for us. And Jesus set that example in the New Testament. This isn't Old Testament stuff. This is valid, and a lot of Old Testament stuff is valid today. That's why we have two books together. On February 23rd, 2024, he said to me, "Forgiveness is not an option. Take the hurt to Jesus. Be prepared to be repaired." And that's interesting because on February 24, the very, very next day, someone showed up to my door that I thought I had forgiven. But when I saw them, I had a problem with it. It was difficult for me, which meant that I had not forgiven. If I had forgiven, I would have flung my arms open and hugged the person. I did eventually because I did forgive that day. And I'm very repaired. It's a joyous feeling having that awful blackness off the heart. Having that hole puttied in is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful feeling. On March 29, 2024, same year, here, this year, he said, "Keep asking forgiveness for known sin and look up to be informed of unknown sin." That's March this year. This is essential, or he wouldn't be telling me. He really, really wants me to drive this home with people, with his believers, that forgiveness is essential. And in Matthew 6:9 is the Lord's Prayer, and verse 12 to 14, it says, "Forgive us our trespasses and forgive those who trespass against us. If we do not forgive, we are not forgiven." And that's the Lord's Prayer. And that's the New Testament. These things are valid. These things are valid. In Exodus 20 or Deuteronomy 5, you can find the Ten Commandments. And there's explanation with them. It's important to keep them. Because Jesus wants us to have the best life we can possibly have. And that includes following his commands, his advice on living. The commands are advice on living. They're for us to follow to improve our lives. They're not so that we can break them and a mean face looks down from the sky to smite us. These are for our own good. And the Holy Spirit will convict us and correct us. You just got to ask him. You got to be close to him. Okay, so that's the message I had. It's really important. Those are the hole in the wall. The unforgiveness is the hole in the wall. The forgiveness is the hole puttied over and painted the same color as the wall, so it's just gone. It's not visible anymore. That's the message today. That's the parable that he gave me in 2019. So thanks for listening. And maybe next time I won't be in my pajamas and I'll show my face. I kind of like this though. I feel a little more free to drink coffee and be in my pajamas. Okay, thanks for listening. If you like the video, believers can share this kind of information with each other. So if you like the video, it'll go out a little further. Thank you for listening. Okay, until next time.